Hello my friends, welcome back. I have a very special project to show you through today. I made an embellished traveler's notebook, well, insert to be honest, with the new Rosie Studios collection, Pocketful of Sunshine. I sat down last weekend and, well, it's been a good 2 days to be honest, putting the insert together. Really, I'm kind of hoping that I can fill it full of like spring photos. We're almost there, not quite. The depths are poking through. We're almost there. Of course, that means allergy season, but that is a trade-off that I am willing to make. So once I finished the insert, I decided I needed something special to put it in, which is this here. So I made myself a little sequin shaker traveler's notebook cover, filled with this glorious sequin mix that my beautiful friend Alice made for me. I asked her to make me a mix that coordinated perfectly with the collection, and she delivered. It's beautiful. It's filled with little butterflies, and because it's in the cover, it's kind of hard to see, but hopefully you can get an idea of it with all the reflections going on in here. It is a very dark day, so I've got my studio lights on, which isn't the best for showing you this sort of thing. This is a super simple make, the traveler's notebook cover. If you want to give one a go yourself, I made you a little template to look at here. This is the size that I used, 10.5 by 8.5. You need 2 sheets of clear material, clear vinyl, and then at the halfway point you need 2 holes at the top, 2 holes at the bottom, and a hole in the center. So you need 2 of those. You can stitch around, fill it full of sequins. I added some rivets for my elastics, and that gives you a little traveler's notebook cover. Right, the yellow got through my colors out, so here I am back again. And I made the cover certainly in a lot less time than I made the insert. So what I really want to show you is this pretty insert that I made using the Pocketful of Sunshine collection from Rosie Studios. I'm going to pull it out of the cover so it's easier to look at. In the back here, I did also just put a couple of plain inserts. There are, I don't know, a million tutorials on my channel for making your own traveler's notebook insert. I made a couple of plain ones so that maybe like the special photos will go in here, or this is certainly going to require a lot less work. And if I want to put any journaling or extra photos, extra stories, they can go into these notebooks. If I don't end up using them for spring, it's not a problem. The patterns are pretty. I've got a teal stripe and a little lemon slice pattern here. They will go perfectly as we move through spring into summer. So the actual insert itself, pop this up here. I made this following my own mini class on my Patreon page. We did this a few years ago. We worked through the steps to making a notebook like this over a few Saturdays, and I just followed my own class, and it was, to be honest, very easy. So I had a lot of fun putting this together page by page. The cover, I used a couple of die cuts here, and I did like bump the little girl up on foam and then tuck her little legs in there. So just to give it a bit of dimension, there is some sequins in here, as well as a whole bunch of like die cuts and butterflies. And a lot of the pages I added a few pieces of trim and ribbon that I had in my stash. This one is a little kind of, I don't know, vintage looking crochet, just very simple because you can see the other trims behind it. Like, I love that layered effect. That's the whole point of these notebooks for me. On the inside cover, I have created a wee little tuck spot here so you can see, you can tuck photos, journaling, a little tag or something into there. Throughout the notebook, I've kind of added machine stitching and like embroidery stitches, a lot of punches. Like, there's a lot of color and texture, and that's what I wanted. but I've also been mindful to leave spaces for where I want to put photos. For instance, on this page here, all of the butterflies are stitched down, but their wings are still up, so I can very easily tuck a photo into here when I'm ready to add it. And that's what I meant by, like, this notebook is not going to require a lot of work to fill in. Like, the work is already done. I'm just going to pop some photos and some journaling and it will be completed. So this trim here is just a bit of gathered fabric, which again gives me a little room to tuck a photo in underneath there. And then on the opposite side, I have got tags. There is one that is free floating. The others are stuck in there, but it means I can tuck extra stuff into here if I want to. And if I don't, it means that I can shuffle things around and put a photo into the back if I want to. One thing that Alice was the first person to mention to me, that the little O puffy stickers that I wondered how I could use work perfectly as like fake little ring reinforcing rivets, and they look super cute on these die cuts too. I loved this trim. It kind of echoes those little O's on here, all the O's. It's what it looks like to me anyway. And it gave me kind of a jumping off point for the color scheme on this page. I wanted to add a little bit more white here. And I've done the same thing on these two pages. I've added a bunch of sequins. I have stitched them in with some little French knots, but I've left a space in the middle so there is easily room to put, there you go, put a photo or some journaling. Perhaps the photo goes on this side and the journaling can get tucked into this little tuck spot here. So when I added the acetate piece, I added it with stitching, so I've only stitched around two sides, which means that I can pop something in there later if I want to. No trim on this page because we're heading into the center, and I really liked how this looked with the O on that side. And again, I've done the same thing here. I've added some pink trim onto this side to tie in the pink. This is that lovely plaid paper, but I did want to add a little bit more pink to it, so I used some oxide spray, and it's not quite the same pink as the collection, but it's as close as I had, just to tie those pinks into two sides. There's not really any tuck spots on this side, so it might become more like a journaling page with a photo on it here. I mean, I can use it however I want to. To be fair, I could have a bunch of little photos. I haven't planned that far ahead. I just tried to plan that each spread has a little bit of space for photos and journaling. So much so, like on this side, I think that this would be the perfect place to kind of tuck like a larger photo. And then I've left these little hidden journaling spots. So these are attached with, what are they called? Like little straight pins, I guess. And each one of them could have some, either you can twist it around or lift it up, some little hidden journaling underneath there. I'm obsessed with this like green and orange ombre paper. I did just want to give it a little bit more of a solid border, so sometimes I've used the pattern papers and sometimes I've used the coordinating cardstock in here. I've kind of, you can see I kept like real kind of distinct color schemes on each spread rather than through the whole notebook. This one is blue and purple. I've left a lot of space on this one. As I get towards the end of the notebook, it gets a little bit chunkier. I haven't hold it down to show you. I have added this banner piece in here though, and it is free floating, so you can always lift it up and add hidden journaling and add an extra photo, those sorts of things. This one had some very light lavender pom-pom trim on it. It's not exactly the same kind of purple, but there's a lot of purple going on in here. And my last spread in this notebook, again, fairly simple on one side. Can easily pop a photo up under the little paper clip. Or if you had a smaller like photo strip of paper, I've only adhered the embellishments onto this little tuck spot here, so you can actually tuck something right underneath there. Those are the kind of things that I've just kept in mind when I've been putting this notebook together, is leaving myself plenty of opportunities for adding extra bits and pieces as I go through the season. On the back, I just added a little quote, which I love. May today be filled with all the little things that bring you joy. That is what I am hoping to document in this notebook. All the joys of spring, which are almost here, down here in the southern hemisphere. I hope you enjoyed seeing this little flip through. This is a really fun notebook to put together. I really enjoyed it. This is the third time I've done my own class, and I can't say I enjoyed it any less. This was super fun to put together. I love the sparkly cover, and now I have the perfect place for documenting all of those pretty spring memories that are coming soon. Thanks for watching, my friends. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you again really soon. Bye!